One. All right, welcome back to Kings of Opinion, episode 54. Just me and the Wonder today. Ernie's out on, what would you say, sabbatical?
Sure.
Or maybe like a vacation day. But, we got me and him, so we're going to handle it from there. Say what's up, Wonder.
Thanks for stopping by, fam.
So, I was going to talk about a few different things, but I'm so angry over the Yankees losing to the Oakland A's yesterday.
Oh. Okay.
I watched almost that entire game.
Was it 1 o'clock start?
Yeah, it was a 1 o'clock start. Like, I literally missed just the first inning.
Yeah.
And apparently, Aaron Boone did not even make it out of the first inning because he got ejected for no apparent reason. I don't know if you saw it, but...
No, I did not.
So,
I saw that it was on, but...
So what happened is he had some choice words to say for the umpire. The umpire thought he said something back at him after a warning, and he tossed him. But what it wound up being is a guy in the stands was yelling at the ump, and he thought it was Boone, and he got rid of him. So
Can they get like a replay on that or something?
Well, they were replaying it, and you could see that Boone is just sitting there like
Not saying.
He's like just like this, like looking at the game, and all of a sudden he gets tossed, and he starts to flip out. He's like, "What? I wasn't," and he's pointing back to the stands and everything like that. Yeah. And it was so wild, and I missed that part, so I had to go and like look for the tape.
Yeah.
And you clearly see it was someone right behind, like almost in the first or second row, and they interviewed the umpire after the game, and he said, I didn't toss him because of what he said. There was someone in the dugout that said something. So then they asked Aaron Boone, like, what's going on? What happened? And he's like, I really don't even know. Like, I have no idea. I was kicked out of the game, but as I heard from LB that I'm not going to be fined. So normally when you get kicked out of a game, you're fined like 5-10 grand, depending on how bad it was. Yeah. So the fact that he wasn't being fined means that MLB kind of agrees with Aaron Boone.
So it seems like the umpire is still incorrect.
Right. He's just making up a story just to like cover his own ass at this point, right? And like the worst
maybe he feels a little foolish.
Right. And the worst that he's going to get for it is maybe he won't umpire a playoff game or something like that, is what they're saying. They're not even going to suspend him or nothing like that, which I find kind of strange. But, MLB has been messed up for years now with how they handle certain situations anyway. So I'm not surprised in the least.
I see.
But then you get to the Yankee game after that, and Carlos Rodon pitches probably the best start of his Yankee career. I think he went like 7 innings, gave up no runs. I think it was like 5 or 6 strikeouts. Great game. And the Yankees could not, against a former player of the Yankees, Sears, I think it's like JP Sears or something like that. Mm-hmm. They could not get the big hit at all. And it wound up going into I think it was the 9th inning. And one of the Yankees pitchers, I think his name is Gonzalez, he's a new guy on the team, gives up a leadoff walk, and then the next guy hits a 2-run bomb. And there goes the game, right? Yeah. So I was livid because you should not be losing to the Oakland A's. So now they have a game tonight, and they have to win the next 2 because now they're not even first place anymore. I mean, I know it's early, it's only April, but you know how hard I go with these Yankees,
Who's in first?
Orioles by half a game.
Okay.
So they're still doing good. They're 15-7.
Yeah.
The Yankees are 15-8. So they're right there. Not a big deal.
Right.
But as hot of a start as they got off to, and now they're kind of cooled down. They're still winning games, but they're losing games they shouldn't be losing.
Yeah.
Is my problem.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect them to be losing to the likes of Oakland.
No, especially not the first game. Like, you want to start off on top, win the first game. Right. You want to lose the last game. Okay, I understand it. But teams that you should be winning against, you need to win. Right. Otherwise,
on the bad team.
Yeah, otherwise, you're not going to go far. And you see with this team, I don't know if you've been watching much of baseball, especially with the Mets. I know you're the Met fan of the group. But you don't want to be playing the type of baseball they played last year. And when they're losing, that's how they're playing. Like, nobody's getting any hits. They're not getting hits with runners in scoring position. They're not doing the right things. Right. They make errors. Like, it's almost like they reverted back to last year, even with Juan Soto in the lineup. So it's kind of upsetting right now that this is like the direction that they're going. And they've been shut out 4 times already.
Wow. It's
only April. We're not even at the end of April yet.
Yeah. So
that's not a good sign either. Like, you don't want to get shut out too much, right? So, it's rough. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. No, I hope they could kind of like right the ship tonight. They have a game at 7 o'clock, but they're going up against Oakland's better pitchers in Blackburn. So I'm kind of hoping they could tattoo him a little bit since we're at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
And we'll see. Like I don't know. Like this is gonna be a tough thing to watch if they're gonna start losing to bad teams. I'm gonna be honest with you. Did you happen to see the Mets over the weekend?
Yeah, I saw they won the first two Friday night. I believe they were up, and then I think the Dodgers came back, but then they pulled ahead again.
Yes, they did.
Saturday, I think they won rather easily. I think.
Yeah.
And Sunday they got crushed, but hey, take the series from the Dodgers out west. I'll take it.
Yes, agreed. So it's funny because.
And did they sweep Pittsburgh?
Yeah. I don't know, to be fair, but I do know what's more important to me is how they handled the Dodgers.
Right.
And
the Dodgers had bases loaded multiple times in one of those games, and they didn't. Yeah, that was Saturday, I think, and they held them.
Yeah, Saturday they won
check.
6-4, so they did their thing. And I know the Dodgers haven't been playing great ball right now, so like it's not like the Dodgers are on fire and everything like that. But whenever you are on the road and can take 2 out of 3 out of a good baseball team, I'll sign up for that every single time.
Me too.
You know what I mean? And the Mets, I watched some of the Mets game. I didn't watch Sunday at all because I think it was really early, the Sunday game. I think it was like 1 o'clock.
No, it was probably like 4. Yeah, probably 3 or 4.
All I know is by the time I checked in on it, the game was over.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, they lost 10.
It was a rather fast game.
Oh, yeah?
I remember checking as well and being surprised that it was over.
Yeah, because I was like 1 minute, I'm like, oh, when did the Mets play? And then I looked and it was a final, 10-0. So,
yeah.
And I think it was
probably like around 2, maybe 2 and change or something.
Really?
Like that.
I forget what time I checked it, but either which way,
maybe like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, either which way, like, you can't be disappointed. I would have been happy if they won one of those games. So for them to win the first 2 is just fantastic.
Right. Hopefully they can get back on track tonight against San Fran. They lost the first game last night 5-2, I believe.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks. I'm trying to look for the Pittsburgh. So yeah, they won. Wednesday they won. Yeah, they won Tuesday, and they won Monday. Yeah, so they swept Pittsburgh, who is playing really good, which is okay. And yeah, you're right. They lost to San Francisco, so they're 12-10 right now, and they're right in the thick of things, which is where you want to be.
Yeah.
I like where they're at right now. Their team's coming together. If they could stay around that neighborhood of 500, if not a couple games ahead, coming into June, July, maybe Uncle Stevie will bless the team with a good bat or a good pitcher and try and make a run at it. Because right now they're not doing so bad.
Right, and I think they got Severino on the mound tonight, who's probably been their best pitcher.
Let's check that out. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, Severino. Yeah, he's got a 2.14 ERA. He's 2-1. That's not too bad.
Yeah, shaky first start, but he's been solid since then.
That's great. That's great. Now, have you been watching these Knicks games over the weekend and on Monday?
It's actually funny. I did get to watch the game. What was that, Saturday?
Yeah.
It was a good game. Philly, pulled ahead early, but the Knicks battled back, and I guess Embiid going down also was a pivotal point of the game.
On Saturday, yeah.
The Knicks seemed to take over then. But then last night, I was watching some of the game. So, what do you call it? They were they're down big early, but Hart just kept firing and hitting from long range. It was like he couldn't miss. They cut it to within 4, I think, by the half, something like that. And that's when I went to bed. So I'm at the gym this morning, and I'm on the treadmill. I'm looking at the screen, and for some reason, I was in the first 15 minutes I was there, I didn't see a highlight. I was baffled. I saw some other games, but then when I went over to the mats, I looked up and I got to see, I guess, the last 30 seconds or less than a minute left. They were down two. What do you call it? They was it two? Yeah, they were down two. It looked like they stole the ball.
Yeah.
And they were able to hit a three, and then that was pretty much it, right?
Yeah,
they had two chances at the three. I did see that.
DiVincenzo shot the three. It was brick. They got it back, swung it back to him.
Right.
He was even a little bit further back from the three. Like he was like 2-3 feet back. Yeah. And then he nails it.
Yeah, that was the only thing I saw. So they definitely stole one last night.
Oh yeah, 100%. And what's funny is, I didn't even know the game was on last night.
Oh really?
I missed it, and I'm going to work after PT, and everyone's talking about the Knicks. I'm like, what's going on? I was like, I had no idea that, because I thought yesterday for some reason was Sunday. I don't know why. So boy. I was like, what's going on? And then they're talking about it. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, the Knicks played last night, and not only that, it was like one of the best Knicks games I've ever seen.
Did you make it?
Okay, good. Yeah. And I was like, what just happened? Like one of the best, and they like let the radio plays like the different endings like of the radio broadcast from like the both sides.
Yeah.
And it was insane how crazy of an ending it was. And they basically talked through the whole, like it was like 1 minute and 9 seconds, and they were down by like 4.
Yeah.
And they broke the whole way through. And I was like, this game was crazy.
Yeah. Definitely crazy finish, and that's got to be a demoralizing loss for Philly.
Oh yeah, 100%. And you know what the funny thing is after the game they were talking to Embiid, and I didn't see the interview, but they were talking about it on the radio on the way home today from work, and they were saying that he looked like defeated.
Right.
But like he was trying to like say like the good things, like
right. But his body language.
Yeah, like he wasn't looking at the camera. He had his head down, and he's like talking and like whatever.
And he hasn't had any luck in the playoffs for his career, but he's also been injured a lot in the playoffs.
Correct. Like I give the guy credit.
Yeah.
Like he was injured going into this series.
Yeah.
So for him to just even play on his bum leg.
Yeah.
Is awesome, because a lot of guys wouldn't even do that.
Right.
So I give him credit for that. But when he was talking to the media, he's like, "We're the better team. We're going to win the series." And he didn't just say it once. He said it like a few different times.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like trying to pick him apart right now, but like, you're kind of not the better team. You lost the first 2 games. Like, however you lost them, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you lost them nonetheless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I did see, too, I think it was Charles Barkley at the half was saying that Embiid and Maxey, who's the point guard, they're gonna get theirs. They're gonna score.
Right.
Nobody can stop them on the Knicks. But it was, are they gonna get any help? And I guess they really. I didn't watch the second half, but it looks like they haven't been getting help from anyone else really.
No, I would tend to agree with you, only because, however many points they scored, I'm not really too sure, and nor do I care. But when you're playing the game and holding the other team to just basically 100 points.
Right.
Nowadays, that's a pretty good job. You know what I mean? So the Knicks and Philly both play good defense.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get these tight ending games. It's just who's gonna make the clutch shot. So far, it's been the Knicks. For our sake, I hope that keeps happening.
Yeah. Because
I don't want to see this game go at this point any further than 4 or 5 games. Like you'd assume Philly's gonna win 1 in their building. But, if the Knicks win the next game, and I think the next game is, I want to say Thursday, but I'm not sure. Let's see.
Seems that could be right.
Yeah, it's not today. It was Monday, maybe tomorrow.
Oh, is it tomorrow?
Maybe. I hate how they have all. Let's go. Wednesday. It's not even Wednesday, it's Thursday.
Thursday, you were right.
Yeah, so they're playing Thursday at 7:30 on TNT. So they got a couple days to chill, which is good. Hopefully the Knicks come with a good game plan, because now they're going to be in hostile territory. They're going to need to...
Behind enemy lines.
Yeah, they're going to need to toughen up a little bit more. and show them that our team can play that cohesive basketball that they've been playing for a while now. And they don't have Julius Randle either, so it's not easy, right?
Right.
You know? So we'll see. We're rooting for them. After they had like TikTok videos and Instagram videos, how nuts the place went.
Oh,
I haven't seen that in a while from the Knicks and MSG.
Yeah, I'm sure the city was rocking last night.
Mm-hmm. And then today you have the Rangers. They're up 1-0. They're playing at 7 o'clock tonight at the Garden. So you get pretty much like back-to-back playoff games at the Garden, which is awesome. I'm rooting for the Rangers. I hope they could just get to the next round. I don't know too much about the hockey thing, so when
I mean, I would love to see the Rangers win. My dad was a big Rangers fan.
Right, and just for New York, like we haven't had a winner in a while, so it'd be nice for us to see a lot of winning, like playoff games, right? Like you have the Knicks in, you have the Islanders in, you have the Rangers. Right now, you know the Jets are hopefully going to tick up this year with the Giants. You got the Mets and the Yankees hopefully to make the playoffs this year. So we got a lot of good New York postseason atmosphere throughout the summer, and then come the fall, which is what we love.
Yeah.
So you know the Islanders are in a spot where the Rangers hopefully won't be in, but they're down 0-2, and I caught some of that game. They were winning 3-0.
Yeah, they blew it. Huh?
They blew it. Like I changed the game, like probably like most people, like oh the Islanders got it, because it was like towards the end of the second period, it's like 3-0, and then like with 3 minutes left to go in the game, the Hurricanes scored 3 goals in 3 minutes.
Wow.
Which is
devastating loss. Huh?
Terrible. So the only saving grace is that they weren't at home at least. They weren't over here. Right. They're on the road, okay, and hockey's one of those weird sports where you could be down 2-0, 3-0, and you could charge all the way back and win.
Right.
So I'm not worried yet, but this next game, which is Thursday as well. Wow, we got a big day on Thursday, huh? We got the Knicks, Islanders, and Yankees on Thursday, all around the same time. So they got to win that game and tighten it up a little bit, you know, because you shouldn't be losing in the playoffs three spot of goals, you know.
Yeah.
So, I know we're watching like the batting practice, I guess, for the Yankees. Mm-hmm. So John Sterling was honored at Yankee Stadium on Saturday.
Oh, that was Saturday.
Yeah, so I made it to a point to at least watch that. I watched the game too, and that was another like dud. They couldn't even win on his day, which kind of pisses me off as well with the Yankees right now.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, because like he's been the voice of the Yankees for like 35 years. So they did a lot of nice stuff for him, but I find it weird, right? So what we're watching right now is Tino Martinez giving John Sterling Sterling Silver cufflinks, which is kind of fun. His name's Sterling, but like, what are they like $50? Like, you know? And then he got like a nice little trophy with I'm gonna assume another Sterling Silver mic with like some inscription on it. And then they gave him, which I thought was kind of weird, an LG 83-inch TV, like probably like the top of the line TV for them. But and like it's probably like a couple grand, right? Like so, you know, maybe like $4,000, whatever it is, right? Even $6,000, let's just say, right? Why are you giving the guy a TV for like a going away gift? Does that sound weird to you or something like that?
Yeah, it does. It makes you wonder. Like, was there something behind that? Did he need a new TV or something?
Yeah, I don't know. Like to me, that just a TV is weird. Like
maybe they have a deal with LG.
No, they definitely do. They said that. Okay, sponsored by LG, sponsored the New York Yankees. They said that. I have no problem them giving him the TV, but I've seen a lot of these before in the past, and like the Yankees do these kind of things better than most.
You think it'd be something more personal?
Either that or better. Like, why don't even my dad said, like, did they give him a car? Because a lot of times when they celebrate these kind of things, whether it be like a retirement or like someone did something really like cool, like a perfect game or like set some kind of record, there's always a car that comes out and they give him a car. And I was kind of wondering why he didn't get a car or something, or like you said, something more personal. I mean, he did get a Yankee jersey and it had his name on the back with how many consecutive games he broadcast in a row, which was like
I did see that.
5,631. So that's cool. All the other stuff was cool to me. I just don't understand the TV.
Right.
Like they're sponsored by Audi. You can't give them an Audi? Yeah. Like Audi can't chalk up a TV, a car real quick? Like nothing crazy. give him an A4 or an A3 or even a Q3. Like,
Something.
you know, give him a little something. You know, the guy's worked for you for over 35 years.
Yeah.
You know, but here's the TV now, and I actually see him whispering or just talking, but it's so low. He's like, "How am I gonna get that home?"
Yeah, it is kind of odd to see them like you could just tell them, you know, we'll have it delivered.
Right.
You don't,
I know
you
this
don't
was
literally need to put the box. in.
right. I know it's short notice too because he like pretty much retired
Right,
like
during
during the week, so like you got to scramble to put something together,
Right.
you know. But
Maybe a little more effort.
yeah, like something like reach out to Audi. I think they have like Hyundai too. Like, just get him a car. I'm sure one of his daughters or sons could use the car, you know?
Yeah.
Because he ain't going nowhere anymore. He's 86 years old. He's probably staying home.
Right.
Maybe that's why they got on the TV. I don't even know.
Well,
But
that's baseball, Susan.
exactly. And that's what he said too, which is hilarious. And I thought it was really cool when they were like he was giving the speech right beforehand. The entire Yankee team came out and stood behind him and like congratulated him. So that was kind of cool in its own right. You know what I mean? So overall, it was a good day for him. It's just weird with the TV, I guess, for me.
Yeah, he'll definitely be missed. And, you know, although I'm not a Yankee fan, I always appreciated his individuality and, you know, his personal touch to the radio broadcast.
Right. Do you feel bad at all that last year when he got hit with that baseball, you were laughing hysterically about it?
I could watch it a million times and laugh every time.
So they showed
He
it.
took it like a champ.
He did, and they showed it, I think. I don't know if it was before the game or whatever. They showed that thing, and I started dying again. I was like, it was in real time.
It's gold.
Oh, it's so good. And he just kept going, calling the game. Like,
Right.
oh, the ball hit me. It's so funny. He
handled it like a true professional.
That guy's hilarious to me, though. He's great, and I hope he has a good retirement. It's well deserved, obviously. I know I won't be able to make it 36 years of my job. I'll tell you that. You know, but what are you gonna do? These things, you know, end of an era for the guy and us. Now you're gonna have some new guy there. We're not gonna know, and who cares? I don't know, but yeah, I think that's all she wrote for sports. Oh, the NFL draft, right?
Well, yeah, and I was gonna say you mentioned the Jets before. They made a trade.
That they did. You want to tell us about it?
They traded Zach Wilson to the Broncos, I believe.
Yeah, for I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it was Orville Redenbacher, a case of popcorn, 2 footballs, and a personal trainer to be named later.
Sounds like a pretty sweet deal.
I think they just got a steal. I would have just taken the popcorn. You know? Maybe they got a little hashish too, because he did go to Denver. So maybe they packaged off a little,
dispensary.
little dispensary deal. You know, here, you get a certain amount a month for a year. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. Like, I'm just glad they got rid of him.
Yeah, that's you're done to be. You're glad to be parting ways with Zach.
Yeah, you also save some money too, which is great. You know what I mean? Which is always good. Like they take him. I think they got like the last round pick. Like I think it was like a 6. We're all kidding aside. I think it was like a 6th or 7th rounder.
Do they still have Russell Wilson?
No, he's in Pittsburgh.
Oh, right.
With Justin Fields.
Right.
So
who's in Denver besides Zach Wilson?
Beats me. Drew Lock ain't even there anymore because he's with the Giants.
Oh, right. Well, maybe Zach will get some playing time.
Can you imagine? If he starts for Denver under Sean Payton? Can you imagine that?
I mean, I don't know what their other options are.
Me neither. I really wish I knew because I don't even know what pick they have in the draft, to be fair. Because maybe they would go after a quarterback. You know what I mean? And maybe he'd just be the backup. I don't know. To me, it's all...
Stidham.
Stidham?
Yeah.
Oof.
So
I don't even know who that is. I'm going to be fair.
So, I guess not a lot of depth there in Denver.
Probably not. I wonder what pick they have.
I'm not sure. I hate when you go to look at something and 10 million ads just...
Yeah, I hate that too. I'm not going to lie to you. it's kind of awful, like how they do these things now with all this stuff. It's like pop-up ads galore. Trying to look up.
Yeah, I think they're alluding to them, using a pick in the draft.
Yeah, they should. I'll get to it in a second. Because they on the NFL app they have the draft thing right here. You see it? So they'll tell you, depending on who you go to, what their picks are. See, like I have the Jets. They got the 10th pick and everything.
Is the draft this week?
Yeah, it's tomorrow. That's what I was gonna tell you.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's not on Thursday.
Oh, I'm sorry, Thursday.
Okay.
See, my week is all messed up.
Still thinking it's Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, so they have the 12th pick. So they might even move up. They have the 12th pick. They're right behind the Jets. So they might just grab a quarterback at 12, or it might move up a little bit.
Right.
To grab whoever they're gonna grab, because there's a bunch of quarterbacks in this draft. Supposedly, there's at least 5.
Where do they think the guy from USC is going?
Which one? What's his name?
Is it Caleb Williams, or am
Oh,
I
he's
making that up?
If it's Caleb Williams, he's going supposedly number 1.
Oh, okay.
Like it's already a done deal. The other guys are like
who has the first pick?
Chicago.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and then 2, I forget who it was.
Yeah, have you been looking at any draft stuff? Or?
I haven't. It snuck up on me this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say I knew it's in April, but well, yeah, I guess we're at the end of April, so
Mm-hmm.
here it is.
But I also think the reason why it snuck up, at least on me, is we got all of this like playoff sports going on right now in New York.
Right.
And then on top of that, then you have the baseball teams doing pretty well. So you're paying attention to all of that.
Right.
And, you're really not paying
busy
attention.
time of the year for sports. Right?
Yeah, and you're really not paying attention to the NFL in April, unless it is the draft. But, it's not like last year where we had nothing going on.
Right.
Last year I think all we had at this point were the Knicks because they went into the second round, I think.
Yeah.
By this time, then even I think the Rangers lost in the first round, and so did the Islanders. So
yeah.
they might have been done by now, or like almost on their way out. So we were just like, whatever,
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm excited just to see some of the draft on Thursday. That's what I'm looking forward to.
So who do you know who the Jets are targeting? Or
I don't. I'm gonna look into it a little bit, but
right.
I know they need another wide receiver. They need some more offensive linemen.
Yeah.
There was rumors that really good tight end. I don't know where he's from, but I forget his name too. But he's a really like good wide receiver type tight end that they were looking at, and that people were saying that he could be good for the Jets because he's more of a wide receiver than a tight end.
Right.
But he's big.
I see.
So he could do both, But they also say, the Jets like their tight ends to block for the running back.
Yeah.
So do you really waste that number 10 pick on that when you could probably get another offensive lineman that's young?
Yeah.
Because we did stack up the offensive line in free agency, but they're not spring chickens anymore. You know what I mean? They've been in the league for a little bit with injury concerns. So if you're gonna stay 10,
that's where it all starts too.
Yeah. If you're going to stay 10 and not one of the 3 top wide receivers aren't there for you, then I go offensive line. And then go from there in the second round, get a wide receiver, and then whatever, Don't just waste your picks because the Jets could be good as long as Aaron Rodgers stays healthy.
Right.
If he doesn't, then you got Tyrod Taylor, and then you got whoever else they're going to grab. Maybe they'll grab a quarterback in the draft because I don't think they have a third quarterback.
Yeah, how's Rodgers? Any updates on him?
So it's funny you should say that. I was talking to him through via email yesterday, and he says he's on track.
Good.
So I'm loving it. He said he's going to be there for the OTAs, which is even better because he never goes to those.
Yeah.
So
he's probably chomping at the bit just to get back on the field.
Yeah. I just hope he does good. I hope he stays healthy. That's all I care about right now is for him to stay healthy.
Yeah. I would love for hopefully Dallas drafts a running back so that they can actually put somebody, back there. Come when the season starts.
Oh yeah. Well, they don't have nobody right now, pal, which is kind of crazy, and they're dumping people left and right too. So hopefully they have their own little game plan. I mean, they still got Dak, so they're still going to be good. They still have CeeDee Lamb.
Right.
So I don't know how many draft picks they got let's take a look at that real quick before we move on. Dallas, here we go. Okay, so they have the standard. They have 7 picks. So they had the 24th pick in the first 3 rounds. So it's 24, 56, and 87. Then for whatever reason, 39 is 174. Then 40 is 216. Then 13, which is 233, and then 24 again, which is 244. So hopefully they get some stuff. It says they got a lot of guys that left, so their draft picks at all those positions should get a shot to contribute as rookies. So they lost Tyron Smith, running back Tony Pollard, center Tyler Badias, offensive tackle Jonathan Hankins, linebacker Leighton Vander Esch, and receiver Michael Gallup. So I guess they're looking in the draft to replace all those spots.
Yeah, they could use some linemen too.
Mm-hmm. Can't everybody, right?
Right.
So
have enough.
All right, so we got through the sports relatively quick. So let's talk about the movies and TV shows that we've been watching. So I literally binge watched Fallout.
Ah, yes, Fallout. I finished that. Did I finish that before the last episode? I'm not sure, but anyway, I finished it. It was great. I never played the video game, so I had no expectations for it. But I really enjoyed that one. I thought it was really well done. Good cast. Walt Goggins was great in it. The other 2 leads were good too. So yeah, I thought that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I, like you, also had no expectations of it. I just heard through word of mouth that it was a good show. So I literally binge watched it like this entire weekend, got through the 8 episodes. It was nice and smooth and easy. I agree with the cast, great casting on all parts. The Ghoul is my favorite character.
Yeah.
And I like how they showed you his background a little bit.
The flashbacks.
Yeah, more often than anybody else's background until the very end, which I'm not going to spoil.
Right.
So after the whole ending, the only thing I don't understand is those Brotherhood robots.
Right.
Like
the mech suits.
Yeah, okay, they're cool looking, but they almost serve no purpose, but they're just giant bulletproof vests. And not to ruin anything, but the Ghoul dispelled that at the end of the show anyway with, a nice little, spoiler alert, a nice little shot in the belly and the guy goes down.
Yeah.
But they have a squire that basically carries their weapons for them. Mm. Can you at least put I don't know, a grappling hook, a flamethrower, I don't know, something, a missile, maybe 1 or 2 missiles on the top shoulders that come out and blow up like their air tank missiles or something like that just blow up things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess maybe they were a bigger part of the game, but because I guess it didn't really translate all that well in the show.
No, and I'll be honest with you, I almost rather have the dog than one of those guys. Because you sick the Ghoul throughout the whole show, he didn't even want the dog, but then he sicks them on people and the dog does his thing, I don't know, these
much more valuable.
Yeah, these robots they're slow. You could take them down. You take out the nuclear or the fusion reactor, they don't move.
Right. Limited, yeah.
Don't you think the fusion reactor should be inside the suit anyway, not on the back?
Right.
Once you find out you take that out and that's it, or you shoot it, they're done.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, if you shoot a fusion reactor, I'm gonna assume that it's maybe a mini nuclear bomb.
Right.
Do you think?
Yeah.
You're gonna wipe out a mile radius or something like that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it might be some fallout.
Yeah, I like what you did there, pal. I like that. You know what? They should use that for season 2. And if they do use that, maybe fix those freaking robot suits a little bit better. Take it from Tony Stark. Maybe use a little Iron Man suit or something like that. I don't know. These are just ideas normal human beings have with great opinions, apparently. But that's neither here nor there.
I do have to say, too, the girl, the female lead from
Yellow
Jackets.
Yeah.
She was great.
She was great.
She also knocked it out of the park.
Her whole arc in that show was great. She was so innocent.
Right.
And then she spends 2 weeks out in the wild, basically in a jungle.
Yeah.
And now she's a badass.
Right.
It was great. She's a great. I like her better than most. Besides the ghoul, she's my second favorite character.
Yeah, definitely the two best characters.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So what else did you watch?
Let's see. I finished Shogun today. There was one more episode which I was mistaken about last week. Really enjoyed that. Yeah, I'm hyped for. I think they'll do another season. So, this first season was excellent. I thought. What else did I watch? I started The Sympathizer on HBO. That's pretty good. It's only a couple of episodes in.
What's that about, real quick?
It's a guy in Vietnam who he's kind of like I guess you could say like a double agent. Like he's, playing both sides. So it's like his perspective, and then he travels to the United States, and he's still corresponding with
right
back there.
Okay.
So yeah, it's different. It's kind of a different premise, but I'm enjoying it so far. And then I also watched on HBO as well. Put out a lot of good stuff. It was like a documentary about Oklahoma City bombing, and it just like kind of went in depth about what led up to that, like how it wasn't just one guy, Timothy McVeigh, and like the far right and the origins of that, and what led to that around that time period. And I thought it was well done. It was pretty interesting.
Nice. Awesome. That's cool.
Yeah. What about you?
I didn't watch too much. I did watch, or rewatch, I should say, because I love this movie, Waiting, with Ryan Reynolds and Justin Long.
That's a good one. Cole, I feel like that's one of those movies that definitely got a lot more traction. Once it came out on DVD, it became like a cult hit.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, it probably didn't do well in the theaters. And I agree, like, once people watched it on DVD or whatever, this, that, and the other, like, people loved it. Because that's one of those, like, sneaky little picks.
Definitely. Underrated, for sure.
That are hysterical. And I'll tell you, one of the reasons why I love this movie is because I worked in Applebee's.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, long time ago, though. Long time ago. Okay. I was a jack of all trades, master of none. So...
you were a waiter?
No, I wish. I was too ugly for that, so they stuck me in the kitchen when I couldn't be seen. Almost like Quasimodo. Like, I didn't have a hunchback, obviously, but, like, just stay in the kitchen and do what you're told kind of thing.
What was the favorite thing that you would make there?
See, that's the thing. Like, I wasn't even a cook. Like, I was a prep chef, which means
so you just got everything ready.
I got everything ready for them to slap the steak or the chicken on there or whatever they were making on the plate, and then, the runners running out there. So, whatever. I was part of the staff, whatever, made some tips. It paid the bills. Let's just put it that way. Like, you got to work. Some people don't like to work, but you need money, you got to work.
Do something.
Right, exactly. So I did it. But everything but the whole, game that they played with the goat and the bat wings, I forget what they called it. But I don't remember that happening at Applebee's. But all that other stuff, some of that I have seen, so it was super funny to me.
Yeah.
And... like, the restaurant business is like its own little clique. Like, you all hang out together, you all got after work. Right. So, like, all that stuff that they kind of did, like, party after work into, like, the wee hours of the night, like, that all happens in real life. Which is why I thought that movie was so funny, because a lot of it is true. Like, do they embellish a little bit? Yeah. Like, but, to make a movie, I feel like you got to do that, right?
Yeah. Which Applebee's did you work at?
You know which Applebee's. There's only one around here.
The new Ep-54?
100%.
Oh, wow.
100%.
I remember when that was just like woods. It's just like a wooded area.
That was a long time ago.
I think it was just like a wooded area where people would probably go do drugs.
Yeah, well, now it's a wooded area with buffalo wings and drinks and food.
And twofers.
Right, twofers on Tuesdays. But yeah, so I worked at that one. So I watched that movie the other day. That was funny. I haven't seen that in a long time. Right. I'm watching the X-Men '97.
Oh, right. How was that?
I'm up to date on that. I like it. Like, the last episode was great. It wasn't as good as the one before, but excuse me, it was still good. So
yeah, I got to get into that.
You do, and like, it got me to rewatch the old stuff when I was a kid. So I banged through those the last couple weeks, and I'm done with that now. I finished that.
Nothing better than the old show.
Oh, no. The old show was fantastic. But what's great about this show is if you get through it, it's literally... The really why they call it 97 is because it ended in 96. So they're starting it right from there. And it may be 30 years later since they made the show, but it's just following the same script. So like they're bringing stuff back, which is why you probably should watch at least the last season of the old show.
Right,
but I just wanted to watch it all just to see like what I remembered or didn't. So it's awesome.
Nice.
But yeah, other than that, like I need to find a new show to watch soon.
Okay.
We'll see what happens over the week. Oh, I'm watching Invincible too.
Oh,
I'm halfway through that.
I started watching. I did see that it was back, or maybe you told me. I was watching. I think I'm like season 2, episode 3 or 4, but
I'm right there with you too.
I don't know. Maybe it was like the first season pulled me in. I think more.
Okay.
So I'll probably get back into it, but I feel like certain parts of the show, it's I don't know, it doesn't hold my interest as much.
I don't disagree with you. I feel like that's another show that made us wait a while as well, which I don't like to do. I'm tired of these shows doing that with like, well, let's wait 2 years and we'll give you a recap and whatever. But like, if you're waiting 2 years, you almost need a recap. If you don't give a recap, I might not watch it.
Right.
But I like the season so far. I'm right with you on season 4. The only thing I didn't understand, which I don't know, maybe they'll fix it like by the end, is like in the very first episode, it was Omni-Man and Invincible taking over Earth. And then all of a sudden, like, I don't know if that's like a foreshadowing, like that was just like what's in the future.
Oh, I see.
Because as I'm watching, I'm like,
maybe that was a
he's gone. Omni-Man's gone, and as of right now, his son hates him. So I don't know. And where I'm at, he finally meets him on another planet, like millions of miles away.
Right.
And that's where I ended it, because I was watching it today when I was working out. So once the workout was over, like I ended it. So like I got to finish episode 4.
I see.
But I don't know if like they foreshadowed it. Like basically they're giving you the future in the beginning of the first episode, and they're gonna work your way back to it.
Gotcha.
I think that's what they're doing, but I'm not sure yet. Which is why I don't like this season. Is why would you do that, especially in a cartoon? Like just play it out and just let it go to the end, and then that could be the end. Like a little confusing, but we'll see where it goes with that.
Gotcha.
And then I did also watch Halo.
Oh yeah, how's that?
Bro, the second season of Halo, it was awesome.
Nice.
Like Master Chief is like a
I'll have to check
beast.
that out.
Yeah, you have to. And that's another video game TV show that I never played either. So also no expectations.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is
Halo
pretty.
was a great game back, way back when.
Yeah, everyone played it except for me, basically. But it's a great show. It's entertaining. Like there's a lot of shit going on. Like you gotta follow it, but it's good.
Maybe I'll get into that next.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I got for pretty much for TV shows. You wanna like?
Yeah, I'll take us.
You want us to get us around third base and heading home, or what?
Let's bring it in.
All right.
All right. So 3 music selections as usual. First up, we have Gangrene with "Heads I Win, Tails You Lose." Next up, we have Cavalier with "Different Type Time." And third, we have Husk Kingpin with "In a State of Nirvana." Those are the 3 picks for this week.
Awesome. So that about does it for this week. We'll see you same time next week.
Same bad channel.
There you go. Same bad channel, same bad time. All right, folks, that's all we wrote. We'll see you next week. Peace out.